Hello, I'm Joey Haskins, and welcome back to You've Never Seen, in which I showcase a movie you've probably never seen before. Our second stop on our world tour takes us to Italy and the work of Vittorio De Sica, who made what is rightly regarded as one of the best films ever made, Bicycle Thieves. Bicycle Thieves is the story of a father who tries to make ends meet in post-war Italy, discovering that what can help him most to get a job would be to have a bicycle. But things go awry when his bicycle is stolen, so he and his son must go around the city to find the thief and his bicycle, or else go home with nothing. Bicycle Thieves, although highly praised, is a very sad film and shows just how far some people will go to get what they need. What I think of when I watch it is sort of how behind every bad faith decision and choice, there's a person who made it and most likely made it for a reason. It's a film with no sides, but just a human connection between everyone and everything. It helps you learn about one of the greatest human emotions, empathy. I actually saw the film for the first time in a class, and let me tell you, when I was hooked, my eyes were glued to the screen. Bicycle Thieves isn't the first major film made by De Sica, but it is his most popular. And although he had just come off of winning the first Best International Feature Oscar, he wasn't receiving any money from the studios for Bicycle Thieves, so he decided to fund it himself with the help of some friends. Meaning that Bicycle Thieves could probably be equated with some student films nowadays. But it is also the most prominent film from the Italian neo-realism movement, or as some call it, the golden age of Italian cinema. There are other prominent names from this era, including Roberto Rossellini, Federico Fellini, and Cesare Sabatini, who co-wrote Bicycle Thieves with De Sica. And although some could say that Fellini is the most famous name out of the movement, De Sica is definitely the most beloved. And Bicycle Thieves shows why he's so beloved. Italian neorealism came about right as Mussolini was coming out of power, as the country would return to a world without Nazism, for the time being. But because of that, there were major changes in the economy and culture of everyday life in Italy. Citizens were stricken with poverty, oppression, injustice, and a major change in everyone's psyche. These films are meant to be films about real people, so they're filmed with real people. Most of the extras in Bicycle Thieves are just regular Italian citizens and not actors. In fact, the two main performers in the film are also not actors. Lamberto Maggioroni, who plays the main character and father in the film, was a factory worker who just so happened to show up for an audition for his son. The son in the film, though, is played by Enzo Staiola, who was watching the film's production on the street when De Sica noticed him. What's more, the entire movie is almost filmed completely on location with no studio soundstages, a little precursor to the prominent French New Wave movement in the 60s. Bicycle Thieves was influential the moment it came out, although it did have some trouble with its title. The Italian name, Ladri di Biciclette, does translate roughly to Bicycle Thieves, meaning that is the title. However, one review for the film in 1949 by American film critic Bosley Crowther referred to it as the Bicycle Thief. This was the name it was known as in the States for most of the 20th century. When it was re-released in the 90s, film critic Bob Graham preferred the Bicycle Thief over its original title. He thought that title worked just as well as the original one. Me personally, the original title does get the point of the film across, but the American title also does that, just from a different point of view. The praise for the film, though, wasn't felt when it initially came out. Many in Italy disliked the film for portraying Italians in a negative light, while also receiving criticism from other Italian neo-realists. Even the author of the book it was based on didn't like the film because it changed the message he originally wanted. But regardless, the impact of the film has been felt for decades now. Many critics and filmmakers not only regard it as one of the best foreign language films, but one of the best films ever made, period. Many contemporary filmmakers have either praised or been inspired by it, including Akira Kurosawa, Robert Altman, Satyajit Ray, and Martin Scorsese. Eventually, even Italy itself would go on to preserve the film because the Ministry of Culture felt it was a film that, quote, changed the collective memory of the country between 1942 and 1978. Not to mention that in 1950, it would win the Best International Film Oscar, giving De Sica his second of 4 Oscars. Bicycle Thieves is probably one of the most important films ever made and deserves every minute of your time. You can find the film to stream on Tubi, or you can check it out at your local library. With Weston Media Center, I'm Joey Haskins, and I'll see you all next time.